Good morning, class. I hope you're doing well today. Our lesson today is tenses of verbs, particularly to the simple present tense. Before we begin our lesson, I want you to look at the picture on the screen. Look at the first picture. What is the kid doing in the picture? Anyone? Very good. The kid is singing. Now, look at the second picture. What do you think the kid is doing? Very good. The kid is running. Now, for the last picture, what do you think the kid is doing? He's sitting, holding a book. What do you think? Very good. The kid is reading. I have another question. Can you do these activities every day? Very good. If you sing every day, you can say, I sing every day. If you run every day, you can say, I run every day. And if you read every day, you can say, I read every day. Notice how the verb sing, run, and read are used to talk about regular activities. So these examples will lead us to our lesson for today. But before we proceed with our discussion, let me first present our learning objectives. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to first recognize the use of language. My bad. First, recognize the use of the simple present tense. Second, use the simple present tense correctly and in speaking and writing. And lastly, construct simple sentences using the simple present tense, particularly when talking about daily routine habits. So, by the end of the lesson, I expect everyone to be able to recognize and use the simple present tense correctly. Now, let us begin with our discussion. But before we proceed to our main topic, let us first understand what is a verb. So, a verb is a word that's shown an action, an event, or a state of being. So, it tells us what the subject or of a sentence does or what happened. Some examples of verb are run, sing, think, read, study, eat, and write. Now, can you give me an example of a simple sentences using verb? Okay, very good. Let's use this example from one of your classmates. So, I study English. In this sentence, what do you think is the verb? Very good. The verb is the word study because it tells us what the subject does or it is contains an action. Okay, is the verb? Do you understand what is verb? Very good. Now, next is what is a verb tenses? So now let us talk about this. Verb tenses shows that time when an action happens. So it tells us what whether an action happened in the past, happened in the present, or will happen in the future. There are three main time periods. First, we have the past. The past refers to action that have already happened or have been completed. For example, I walked. The action already happened. Second, we have the present. The present refers to action happening now, habits or regular activities. Like, for example, I walked. I walked. Okay. Third is the future. The future refers to action that will happen later. For example, is I will walk. I will walk. Therefore, the three main time period are past, present, and future. Next, each time period has four forms that provides more information about an action. The first is simple. The simple form states a fact or a complete action. For example, is I walk. It is a complete action. The next is a progressive or continuous. It shows an action that is ongoing. Like for example, is I am walking. You see, the action is ongoing or continuous. Another example is I am reading. As you can see, um, you're doing the action. The third is the perfect. It shows an action that has been completed in relation to another time. Like for example, I have walked. I have walked. See, it has the relation to another time. Uh, the fourth and the last one is the perfect progressive. So it shows an action that has been continuing up to a certain point. Like for example, I have been walking. I have been walking. Therefore, the four forms are the simple, progressive, perfect, and perfect progressive. Now, that we understand what is verb tenses are, and the three main time period and the four forms, let us proceed to our main topic, the simple present tense. What do you think is our main topic for today is simple present tense. So the simple present tense is a verb form used to show habits, daily routines, repeated actions, general facts, and fixed schedule. For example, I wake up early every morning. This sentence expresses a daily routine. Why? Because if we reconstruct the sentence, the kid wake up early in the morning. Okay. Another example is she studies English every day. She studies English every day. So this sentence expresses a habit or repeated action. Just like in the sentence, the word everyday expresses a habit of studying English. Okay. We can also use the simple present tense to express general facts. Like for example, the sun is rising. The rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. Okay. Now we have basic rules in using simple present tense. Okay. For the subject I, you, we, and they, we use the base form of the verb. Like, for example, I study English. They play volleyball. However, for the subject he, she, and it, we usually add s or es to the verb. Like, for example, she studies English. She studies English. As you can see, from its root word study, we change y to I and add es to make it plural. Okay? No, not plural. To make it present. Okay? Next is he plays volleyball. He plays volleyball. From its root word play, we add s to make it correct. Like he plays volleyball. Next is she watches television. She watches television. The word watches from its root word watch. We add es to make it correct. And okay, so remember, if you remember I, you, we, they uses the base form of the verb, while he, she, and it add s or es to the verb. Okay. So to conclude this lesson, the simple present tense tell us about action that happen now, regularly, or things that are always true. We use it when talking about our daily routines, habits, repeated action, general facts, and fixed schedules. Also, remember that when the subject is he, she, or it, we usually add s or es to the verb. Using the correct form of the simple present tense help us express our ideas clearly and correctly. Now, before we end this lesson, let us measure your understanding of our lesson. Let us have a short evaluation. So I prepare three sentences so you can try practicing and applying what you have learned in our lesson for today. So the simple instruction is complete the sentences using the correct form of the verb. Number one, I blank English every day. So the verb is study. What do you think is the correct form of the verb? Anyone? Okay, very good. The correct form of the verb in this sentence is study. No need to change because we use I. Okay? We don't need to add S or ES because we use I in the sentence. Okay? Okay. For number two, she blank volleyball. The verb is play. What do you think is the correct form of the verb? Anyone? Okay. The correct answer is plays. Why? Because we use she. Okay? We just add s to the root word of the verb. Okay? Number three, they belong to school. They belong to school. The verb is go. Okay. What do you think is the correct form of the verb? Anyone? Okay. Very good. The correct answer is goes. Why? Why? Because the sentence use they. Okay. Well, as what as what we said earlier, you need to add s or es um, when you're using he, she, it, or they. Okay. Okay. So that concludes our lesson for today. Thank you for your participation, and I hope you learned something about the simple present tense. Have a great day, everyone.
Everyone. Before we begin, let's look our objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to explain the meaning of the simple past tense, identify the regular and irregular verbs used in the simple past tense, translate sentences from English to Filipino and from Filipino to English. Lastly, create affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences using the simple past tense. Grammar translation method. What is grammar translation method? The grammar translation method is a traditional language teaching method that emphasizes explicit grammar rules, vocabulary memorization, translation exercises, reading and writing, grammatical accuracy, and written sentences formation. And its main focus on grammar, vocabulary, translation, and accuracy. And before we begin our discussion, I prepare the motivation. The boy visited his grandmother. Class, what is the verb in the sentence? So very good class. When did it happen? So in the past. It is finished. Very good class. Simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to express an action, event, or situation that started and was completed in the past. It's commonly used when the specific time or period when the action happened is known or mentioned. It can also describe past habits, repeated actions, or a series of completed events. The simple past tense is used to talk about actions or events happened and were completed in the past. Common time expressions and examples. For example, she studied English last night. She studied English last night. The word studies is a simple past verb and then the last night is a past time expression. They visited their grandmother yesterday. The word visited is a simple past verb and then the word yesterday is a past time expression. I played basketball 2 days ago. The word play is a simple past verb and the word ago is a past time expression. And the actions started and ended in the past. Regular versus irregular verb. Regular verbs usually form the past tense by adding ed. For example, the word visit, study, and watch. And the regular verb is a verb that focuses on words that adding ed or d in the sentence. Then the irregular verbs do not follow the ed pattern. The word go, eat, and write. And then the irregular verbs, remember, irregular verbs form must be learned or memorized or even change the word. Grammar rules. First is affirmative. Affirmative is a positive statement, and the structure of affirmative is a subject, past verb, and the object. And it's used to express an action that happened and was completed in the past. For example, she visited her grandmother. The rule of affirmative is a for regular verbs, add ed to the base verb. For example, she went to school. The rule of a regular verb use the past form. The affirmative is a she visited her grandmother. And then the rule is regular verbs. The word visited is the base verb is visit. And for the rule of the affirmative is add ed to the regular verbs. You understand, class? And for the irregular verb, the rule of irregular verbs use their past form or even remember that the past form of the irregular verbs is either memorize or change the word like word go and then the past form of the word go is went. The next grammar rules is negative. Negative is a negative statement and then the structure is subject, did not, and the base verb. It is used to express an action that did not happen or was not completed in the past. For example, she didn't visit her grandmother. And then the rule of the negative is use did not or didn't, then the base verb for both regular and irregular verbs. The rule of the negative is not change the word visit, but he added the word didn't, and then add base verb for both irregular and regular verbs. And for example, with irregular verb, she didn't visit her grandmother. And the base verb is visit. So the rules of the negative is not change the word visit. And the irregular verb, she didn't go to school. So the word go is the base verb and not went. And the next one is interrogative. Interrogative is focuses on questions. And then the structure of the interrogative is did, add subject, and add base verb. It is focuses on questions. It is used to ask about an action that happened or did not happen in the past. For example, did she visit her grandmother? Did she visit her grandmother? And then the rule of the interrogative is use did, then subject, and then the base verb for both regular and irregular verbs. And for example, with irregular verb is did she visit her grandmother? The word the word visit is a base verb, but in the interrogative is a more on questions. And the irregular verbs, did she go to school? And the word go is a base verb, not went. And its focuses on questions. Do you follow? Vocabulary. Base verb, passport, and then the Filipino. And it applies a grammar translation method in this table. So this list helps you learn the base verb, its past form, and what this means in Filipino. And now, class, let's proceed to the translation activity. I will give you 5 minutes to do this. Are you done, class? The next activity is sentence construction activity. Directions. Create a sentence using the given verb and sentence type. Are you done, class? Times up class. And key takeaways of the simple past tense is describes completed actions in the past. Regular verbs usually use ed. Irregular verbs have different past forms. The next one is did. Add base verb is used in questions. Did not plus base verb is used in negative sentences. And to conclude our discussion, the simple past tense is used to express actions or events that were completed in the past. Through grammar translation method or GTM, students learn grammatical rules, verb forms, and vocabulary before applying them through English to Filipino translation. Overall, the grammar translation method or GTM, it helps learners develop grammatical accuracy, vocabulary knowledge, reading, writing, and translation skills. Although it focuses less on oral communication, it is useful for understanding the structure and correct use of English grammar. Any questions or clarifications? Oh, not yet. So class, that's the end of our lesson.
Going to learn about something that has not happened yet, but will happen in the future. Have you ever thought about what will you do tomorrow, next week, or even when you grow up? These are examples of the future tense. Today, we will learn how to use the future tense to talk about actions and events that will happen later. Are you ready to discover how we talk about the future in English? Let's begin. So let's start with our learning objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the learners should be able to first to identify sentences written in future tense. Second is to repeat model sentences written in future tense. And last is to construct simple future tense sentences using. So what will you do after school today? How about you, Jarim? Okay. What will you do this weekend? Okay, so let's start with a quick reading activity. I will show you some sentences and I want you to read them aloud and carefully. Pay attention to the words and the verbs you will see. Are you ready? Okay, let's read. So, future tense. Future tense is a verb tense used to talk about actions or events that will happen in the future. A future tense verb describes an action that will happen later. We use it when talking about something that has not happened yet. The most common form is the subject plus will plus the base form of the verb. For example, I will study tomorrow. She will eat later. They will play next week. We will visit our teacher tomorrow. Remember that after will, always use the base form of the verb. So, all right, everyone. Now that we know how to use the future tense, let's put what we've learned into practice. I will give you some words, and your task is to arrange them and add the words I will to create a complete sentence, and think carefully about the correct order of the words. Are you ready? Let's build the sentence. Very good. So, I will give you another simple examples of future tense actions that are easy for you to understand. I will study tonight. I will eat dinner later. I will play tomorrow. I will read a book tonight. I will sleep early. I will clean my room tomorrow. I will visit my grandmother next week. I will help my mother later. I will watch a movie tonight. I will go to school tomorrow. So, next activity, directions. Choose the correct future verb form from the choices in parentheses to complete each sentences. First is I blank my homework tonight. Next, she blank to the beach next weekend. Next, they blank a movie tomorrow. So let's answer number 1. What's the answer? I blank my homework tonight. I will do, did, or am doing. Okay, very good. I will do my homework tonight. Next, she blank to the beach next weekend. This is the correct answer. So it will go, went, or goes. Very good. Will go. They blank a movie tomorrow. So that will watch, or watching. Very good. Will watch. So before we end our class, let's remember that the future tense is used to talk about actions or events that will happen in the future. Today, we learned how to use will with the base form of the verb to create future tense sentences. I hope you enjoy our activities and learn something new today. Always remember, learning English becomes easier when we practice and use it confidently. Thank you for participating, everyone. Great job, and see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Good night.